San Francisco, under Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, have clearly built one of the best teams across the entire league. Whether you look at the defense or offensive side of the ball, they're full of talent, including guys like Bosa and Deebo Samuel. While these star players are important, I believe more importantly, San Francisco is a team full of depth. So when the Niners have to rely on their so-called backups, they're better than many team starters. Therefore, in this video, I wanted to highlight players that weren't starters to begin the year, but had a major impact on this recent Seattle game and will play a vital role in San Francisco's Super Bowl aspirations going forward. While there's many players I could begin with, perhaps San Francisco's most loaded position is running back. Jordan Mason is technically the Niners' third string running back, but don't tell him that because he's playing like a mini beast mode. On the year, he has 5.4 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns, and this is all facing plenty of looks that are just designed to stop the run. However, Mason didn't just get in later in the game, he also got in early. On the second play, here San Francisco's running a counter, and what I'd love to see out of Mason is how he has great vision and then just puts his head in there to ensure he gets the touchdown. But this wasn't the last of Mason. No, Jordan Mason would once again reaffirm his nickname, the closer. He's a different back than Christian McCaffrey, coming in at 225, right around 5'11". But what I want to pay attention to here is this is the fourth quarter. Seattle knows the ball is going to Mason, but nonetheless, he's able to pick up 8 yards. Once again, pay attention to how he bounces outside once he's able to read his blocks. But what I think sets Mason apart from other backs is how he continually falls forward with his aggressive run style. When you look at this next play, for example, Mason is pegged dead in his rights. Seattle gets almost instant pressure, but Mason nonetheless is able to pick up 1 yard. Facing 3rd and 1 now in the fourth quarter, I want to highlight not Mason's ability to just truck over people, but his ability to make the right reads when running. Often we think of reads as a quarterback thing, but here we can see how Mason decides to bounce back inside, and this really helps him pick up additional yardage. While the depth on the offensive side of the ball is vital, San Francisco also got some absolute killers during the season on the defensive line, specifically Clelin Ferrell and Randy Gregory. Starting out with Clelin Ferrell, even though he won't always show up with the most sacks, what I think he really does well is contain the run. When you watch this play, for example, as a running back tries to bounce back across the field, Clelin Ferrell is right there to clean it all up. Throughout the day, Clelin Ferrell would make his presence felt on this rushing attack. Here, he's working on a tight end, and I love how he's able to once again get the outside contained, and more importantly, Clelin Ferrell was able to bring him down. While everyone has been focusing on the addition of Chase Young, and don't get me wrong, he's a great addition, you can't have enough of players like Clelin Ferrell, a guy who has such great pursuit and is always working to get to the ball carrier, which you see on this sack. Another player on the defensive line added mid-year, Randy Gregory, has also made his presence felt, whether it be in the pass game or the rushing attack. When we examine Gregory's film on the day, the first thing that really stands out to me is his first step. He's often just blowing past offensive linemen. On this play, for example, stopping the running back or helping stop the running back for a minimum gain. While Gregory's first step is great, he also has great usage of his hands. Here, for instance, fighting off the tackle's block to just drill Drew Lock. Perhaps most importantly for San Francisco's defensive line is the production they're finally getting out of their former first-round pick, Javon Kinlaw. His career has really been ravaged by injuries, but this year he's been able to remain healthy, and since being healthy, he's just continually improved and made huge plays time and time again. When you couple that with the fact San Francisco's starting defensive tackles, both Javon Hargrave and Eric Armstead, are out with injuries, San Francisco couldn't be happier with the resurrection of Javon Kinlaw's career. One of the biggest things that stands out about Javon Kinlaw on the field is his strength and speed. He truly looks like a former first-round pick. Here, he just fights off the guard and gets to the running back for a negative 9-yard gain. Kinlaw's always looked strong, but now he's playing strong. Here, he's double-teamed, but nonetheless, still makes the play on the running back. These are the type of things I've seen week in and week out from Kinlaw this year, and honestly, I'm very impressed. While I don't think Kinlaw will probably be re-signed by San Francisco, I do think Kinlaw is putting himself in position to get a nice contract extension, because he's not just stopping the run, he's also getting after the quarterback. Here, for example, once again, utilizing his signature bull rush move, he's able to collapse the pocket and get the sack on Drew Lock. While Javon Kinlaw isn't going to be back with San Francisco next year, I do think he's going to have a major impact going throughout the rest of this year. But with that being said, these are just some of my thoughts on under-radar guys like Jordan Mason, Cleveland Ferell, Randy Gregory, and Javon Kinlaw, who've truly made a name for themselves this year. I also think they're going to continue to make a name for themselves throughout the rest of the season and be a big reason why San Francisco makes a Super Bowl push. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on some under-radar players who have made an impact for San Francisco. It would also mean a ton if you liked and subscribed. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.